Hey y'all, let's talk about your hair from the Takedown Shampoo Studio. Hey, let's get into the beauty of a two-strand twist and micro twist. So sometimes you might choose to do a protective style where you are using your own natural hair. And that is cool, and actually it's actually really healthy for your hair to do so. But one of the questions that we get in the salon quite frequently is, how do I maintain this style at home? So it's actually quite easy, especially for the micro twist, which you may decide to keep in your hair a little bit longer than the regular two-strand twist. But you can maintain both by making this concoction at home of aloe vera water. You start with an aloe vera plant. Most of the time I use a whole entire aloe vera plant, but this time I decided to share it with my daughter because she's in the process of a more healthy hair journey. So I took half and she took half, and it was more than enough to do what I'm showing you here. So first you clean your aloe vera plant, and I always slice it down the center as you see here, and then I cut it into chunks. And you can usually find aloe vera plants in the produce section of your local grocery store. Most of the grocery stores that I've seen in the area have them. So once you cut them into chunks, as you see me doing here on this cutting board, you're going to take a spoon and you're just going to scoop out the pulp. And you're going to scoop out the pulp into a saucepan. And once you scoop out all of the pulp, you're just going to make sure you get it out good. And I don't necessarily throw away all of the outside of the aloe vera plant, the leaves, because there's still some good stuff in there. As you can see, I'm rubbing it on my hands. It makes your hands very soft. And I do take some and I put it on my face. Aloe vera has a lot of healing properties and moisturizing properties, so it's really good. And so here I just took a bottle of spring water, and you see that pulp in the saucepan, and I'm pouring the spring water in. I'm going to use this whole bottle and just fill it up like this. And I always turn the stove on fairly high, and I'm going to bring this mixture to a boiling point. Now, sometimes, you can add different essential oils and stuff like that to it. I usually don't. You will also need a spray bottle, a strainer, and a measuring cup. I like to use a glass measuring cup for this, just because I just feel like it's a little bit more safer than using a plastic one, because you're pouring boiling hot water, or, you're going to bring it to room temperature, but you're pouring that into the measuring cup. And then right here, I had that glass jar just in case if I had any left over. So as you can see, the mixture is boiling. It is boiling. And once I bring that to a boil, I am going to then let it cool to room temperature. So this is it once it is finished boiling. You see I got a little bit of bubbles there, and the pulp is still intact. So once it has cooled down a little bit, once it has cooled down, I'm going to go ahead and bring it and strain it. And I'm just going to pour that mixture into my measuring cup, as you see me doing here. And I don't really want to get the pulp in the water. I just want to just press down a little bit just to get the last little bit of water out of the pulp of the aloe vera. And then I'm going to transfer it into my bottle. So it's room temperature. It's not boiling hot anymore. And trust and believe me, you do not want to pour boiling hot aloe vera water into a plastic bottle because it will melt. I guess that's one of the reasons that I've had that happen before. So I had a little bit left over, but I'm going to put the spray lid on the bottle. And then what I have left, I'm going to put in this glass jar because I go through this whole concoction, within the month. And then that's it. You can take that and refrigerate it. Please do not leave it out. It will have a little bit of a silky feeling to it. It won't feel just like regular water. And it's better if you use a spray bottle like the one that I'm using, because the ones that kind of miss out, it'll get stuck. So this is my nighttime routine right here. Sometimes I do this in the morning, but most of the time I do it at night. I saturate my hair, and then I take my hair oil, and I actually have a recipe for my hair oil. I am not sure if I'm ready to share it with the world or not, but I do use this in the salon for our alopecia clients. They are not a fan of necessarily how it smells, but it is enriched with great nutrients and properties. And then I take my Pattern moisturizing milk. And Pattern is a little expensive, and I am the type of person, I will use my store-bought or my professional products with my homemade products. And so I'm just showing you, I used about 2 pumps of that. And that doesn't necessarily go to the scalp. That is more so applied to the actual hair. And you want to make sure that your hair is not completely like soaking wet, but you want to be able to feel the moisture in it when you're doing this process. And I do not do this every night. I maybe do it maybe every other night, or maybe every 3 nights, sometimes every 4 nights, in between my retwist and my shampoo. That's a little shake if you decide you want to pineapple it. But sometimes I want to stretch my length out a little bit. My hair is probably double the length of what you see here. So this is just another option if you do want that little bit of stretch to your length. And these are satin scrunchies. Satin is your friend, ladies, when you're dealing with natural hair. Satin is your friend. And so once I get those 2 ponytails in, I am going to put on my satin bonnet, as we all have. I'm sure you do. And it's time to go to sleep. And when I wake up in the morning, I'll give it a little fluff, and that's it.